Okay, now I'm going to show you how to do a basic bind off. I've got my piece worked, and all it is you will take your working yarn and you will knit two, and you will want to keep your loops very loose on these knits. Okay, so you knit 1 and 2. Now then you will take the second one and you will lift it and you will put it on the first one, and then you will knit over and then put that loop back on the second peg. Okay, and then we will knit the next one, and then we will take it, put it back on that first one, or what's left on the first one, knit over, take that loop and put it back over on the empty one. Then you will knit the next one. And that's all there is to the basic bind off. Like I said, make sure it's loose, because if you get it tight, then it will end up being tighter than your cast on, unless if it's knit over and then move it back, unless if it's an E-wrap cast on. Then it will be looser anyway. There's that. And then you move it over, and then you just continue that. You knit one, move it back to the previous, knit it off, move it back, and then you take your working yarn, knit the next one, move it back, knit it over, put it back over, and then knit the next one, over and over, and it gets kind of to be just a nice little repetitive motion there. Knit over, knit, and then knit over, knit, whoops, try not to do that, and then put it back over, and then knit, move it over, knit it off, move it back over. Okay, now then, you would say that this is the last one. We knit it, move it over. Now then, we knit off. Now then, we still have that one loop. We need to go ahead, do that one more time, because that's the loop we're pulling through. So, we will cut that, and go ahead and pull that on through there, and then you have this nice finished edge that looks remarkably like the chain or crochet cast on, whatever edge, that it looks like a crocheted chain. Now then, today I'm going to show you how to do a crochet bind off. Now then, or cast off, and I haven't done my last row yet, because in doing a crochet bind off, you will need to make sure that your loops are really, really loose, because you have to bring your loops from pretty much over. Make sure they stretch. So on doing your last row, you want to make sure that it is really loose. So make sure that you keep your stitches, however you're going to be knitting them, you keep them extra loose, and pull on it just a little bit. Make sure you have plenty of a much larger loop than you normally would on knitting. Probably about twice the size of the peg would be good. There's different ways you could do that. I'm just pulling on my loop, making sure that it's nice and large. You can wrap it around twice, like you're doing an E-wrap, but wrap it twice before you knit off, and that way it'll give you enough of a loop, big enough of a loop. And then my last one. Okay, now then, unlike on the basic bind off where we started with our working yarn and worked our way back, we're going to take our crochet hook and we're going to start at the opposite end. And you're going to take that loop off and put it on your crochet hook. Now then, you'll take your next loop off and put, so you have your two loops on your crochet hook, and then just crochet off. Take your next one, put it on there. Usually I just use my fingers. I am a crocheter, and I just pull it on through, and then pull it on through. And that is all it is to a crochet bind off. And so you have your loop, and then you just pull your next loop on through. And then you get down to the end, and you got your last one. Pull it through, and then all you do then is you take your working yarn, and then you will pull it, whoops, you will go ahead, you'll take your working yarn and you will pull it through as well, and then you will cut your working yarn and go ahead and pull it all the way through, and then pull it tight. Now then, that gives you a nice crochet edge. It looks remarkably the same as the where'd it go? As your basic bind off edge. It's just whichever one is easiest for you. I hope this helped, and you have a nice day.